Hi. Okay, so in this I'm going to do how I am currently doing my face makeup and a little bit of color correcting in my like routine right now. Normally I would not do this many products, I should say, during the winter time because my skin is extremely dry. I'm just gonna jump right into this video actually because I have a matter of time before my kids knock on my door. I started my eyes and I'm doing a separate video for my eyes. So I will link that in this video when this is done. They're not even fully done yet because I need to do my face makeup before I can finish the bottom part of my eyes. But to start, I'm using the Lancome Hydra Zen Liquid Moisturizer. And this is what it looks like. And it comes out really like creamy, like kind of different. I don't know, I've been using this a lot lately as my moisturizer and I like it, so I'm gonna keep using it. I feel like it does give me a little bit of a glow. I get especially dry on my eyebrows and in between my eyebrows and right here on my cheeks, and very, very dry around my nose, and then I break out down here. I have the sticker stuck on it because I didn't know where to stick it at the time to open it. But this is the Tatcha. It is a primer. This is the one that has like almost like a lemon kind of a smell or citrus or something like that. At first I thought it was my hand soap because we did have a lemon scented hand soap at one point when I first got this, and I thought it was just my soap that I was smelling on my hands, but I guess it was a combination of both. It's not really strong. This is the part that's going to be weird, and this is like the color correcting part. If you can see, I get a little bit of red down here, and then all through here I have this dark spots, and some of it is freckles, but some of it, if you actually like see me in person, you can see it up close. It's like a hyperpigmentation type of thing going on, and I found out that a birth control that I was taking for many years, this is a side effect. This is what it looks like, and this color is actually too dark for me right now, but this works out perfect for covering these dark spots. And a way to explain that is like if you have like the darker spots on your skin, you can use something that's like a more orange or yellow tone to it and it cancels it out. And then there's another thing too where because it's kind of darker, it kind of makes it look like my skin is just darker and more of a bigger patch than a bunch of little dots, which then when I go in with my foundation, it actually helps cover it up a lot more. So I'm gonna put this on and I'm gonna look really funky for a minute, but it is gonna work out. Tiny little bit amount on my finger. I need a mirror. Just use the camera. I'm just gonna kind of spot it around. Like I said, I'm very dry. I'm gonna put it around my nose. So I'm using this beauty blender. So I'm just gonna blend this. For some reason my video cut off, so I had to pause for a minute, I guess. Now you see I look like orange. I look orangish with like yellow undertones, and it definitely does not match my skin right now, but you see a lot less of the dots, the little freckles and everything like that, and more you're focusing on like, why does she look orange? So I'm just gonna keep blending this. Other thing I want to show you is this is why I love these, and don't forget it is not my skin tone, but I have tattoos right here. Let me do this right down here. Just blend it. It covers for the most part. This is kind of hard to hold my arm like this. If you would like to get any of this Younique foundation, I'm gonna put a link below. My cousin sells this, so she will be happy if you order through her. I'm now gonna go to, this is Lancome, and this goes with the moisturizer that I had. This is Skin Feels So Good. I'm just gonna use some of that on my hand and take the beauty blender again. I'm not here. And I'm gonna start where it's actually really heavy. Get the mirror just to kind of go over everything. What? You gotta wait. Blending this in. Trying to go fast. I'm also gonna pull this down here because right now I'm not matching. So what I'm using next is the Bare Minerals Stroke of Light. It's the eye brightener, and the brush on it looks like a lip gloss brush. And this is what I'm gonna use to highlight. in a liquid way. So I usually just put this under my eyes. Every time I start my video, somebody knocks. Put that down my nose, up here, a little down here, and to lighten up more. So, and then I take the same beauty blender and I blend and blend and blend. The next thing I'm going to use is this Smashbox. One side is a foundation, the other side is like a contour, and I love this. It's super smooth. It's one of my favorite things to use. So I'm just going to contour with this. I now have to completely rush. So I added some on my forehead, over here, and then I come down this way. Do a little bit under my bottom lip. And sometimes I'll do a little bit here just to help contour my nose. I'm not going to do that today because I don't have a lot of time to. And I just take this with the beauty blender and blend all that in. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me Powder, and I'm going to use this to set under my eyes. And I'm just going to show you one eye, but I apply it all the way over and I'll line it up with this. Ignore that face. And I will do a little bit down here. More came off than what I wanted, but usually I just do just a little bit right there. And then I'll do the other side. And while this is setting, I do my eyebrows, and then when I come back is when I wipe it off and do the rest of the powder part of this. Okay, so now that I half-assed my eyebrows, I'm gonna take this Morphe M438 brush. It just has a little edge to it. It's perfect for this area for me. I'm gonna dust away all of the setting powder. I don't need to leave it on for an extreme amount of time, because like I said, I'm very dry skin, especially right here. So I just do it just that little bit just to keep that highlight, and you notice how it's a little brighter here on my face and I don't look as dark as I did. And then I have this little mini Becca highlighter, and it's the Champagne Pop. It is super pretty, one of my favorites. And I take that same brush and do just a tiny bit, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit of highlight. I don't do a lot. I don't really like the super shiny stuff. I mean, I do, but I don't use it a lot. So you might not see a lot of it in this video. I'm only gonna use a tiny bit down here just to get a little bit of that white look away. Because in person it looks white on me. In camera, you can just see how it's a little more cut out in shape. But in person it looks like white powder. So I add that, and then I go to bronzer. My favorite one that I use the most is the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. I'm gonna plop it like right here and do the same thing again. Not home. Then with nothing on my brush, I'm just gonna pull it this way, and I'm gonna move it up a little bit and down a little bit, just so it's not so. So I'm really gonna blend this out. Down here it is looking kind of harsh, so I'm gonna kind of swipe this away this way. It'll all come together at the end, but I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. And then I'm gonna do a little bit on my forehead to make my forehead appear a little bit smaller, because I have a huge forehead. I can't stand it. Sometimes in pictures it just looks really weird to me. So I'm gonna do a little here and a little here, and usually that'll help, but because of my size forehead, I'm also gonna add a little bit right here instead of just pulling this over and over. I'm just gonna have it all blend together, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I swear this is the fastest I've ever done my makeup. And then I'm not a huge fan of blush, but I'm gonna use a little bit. I normally do, just so it looks like I have blood flowing through my body here, and I don't look like a plastic. I don't look plastic, I guess. So one of my reasonings of not liking blush a lot is because I never find a lot of colors that I absolutely love. So one of the ones that I do love and use the absolute most is by MAC, and it is Peaches. It's just not too bright, it's not too dark. It's just, it tends to work out with a lot of the makeup looks I do too. This is a blusher brush also by Younique. So these brushes, by the way, I love these brushes. They're my favorite. In fact, the crease brush that I use whenever I do eyeshadow, I don't think I used it today, but anytime I use a crease brush, it is the Younique one. It is my absolute favorite brush. So with the blush, do a little bit on the brush. I even get rid of some of it. And I just do a tiny bit on each side. Sometimes I add a little on my forehead and I wipe the rest of it off. It sucks because I'm kind of wasting some of it, but like I said, I don't do a lot of blush. And I'm just gonna kind of blend that in. Circle motions, kind of pulling this back a little bit and down. And I did a little on my forehead. Okay, so that's pretty much all I do with my face makeup. But the next thing I'm gonna do is lips and finish off my eyes, because now I'm gonna add the bottom and have that to the other video, and everything will be done besides a setting spray. Okay, so this is what everything looks like completely finished. I put my eyelashes on, I did underneath my eyes. Now that I had all of this done, I still need to use a little bit of setting spray. I can use rose water, which I get that from Younique also. Try different lighting. Oh, it looks way better without the bright ass light, doesn't it? But this way you can see everything a little bit better. So here is the final look. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I had to completely rush through that, but I'm sure you heard the 50 different people knocking. Now my dog is going. I'm sure you heard the video game in the background at one point, lawnmowers, everything possible. So you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'll put some background music music on here or something like that to hopefully drown some of it out, but we will see how it works. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and check out some of my other videos.